Hey, what's going on, people? Today it's your boy, the Everyday Progressive, fucking around with, you know, a political cartoon that was made like 60 odd years ago. I've seen this before years back, but I recently came across it again. Just, and I thought to myself, well, I could possibly do a video just critiquing this propaganda piece. Propaganda pieces with like half truths you know, or half of it is the truth, but half of it is distortions or lies or shit that's conflated or left out on purpose. That to me is the worst kind of propaganda because there is an air of truth to it, but there's also a lot of bullshit with it too to purposely confuse a lot of people. So I'm gonna go ahead and start playing this, and yeah, we'll take it from there. You'll see things like this was one, like it reads right here. This was one of the series of films produced by the Extension Department of Harding College, whoever that is, to create a deeper understanding of what has made America the finest place in the world to live. Yeah, you know, you know, you'll get to it. Maybe some of you out there have have seen this video before, but just for a laugh, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little review of this. Make mine freedom. Should it be make freedom mine? No.
America is many things to many people. To a 17-year-old kid, it's the malt shop on the corner. To Grandpa, it's the front porch in the cool of the evening. To Mother and her family, it's church on Sunday morning. And to Dad, it's his favorite relaxation. It's the Cracker Barrel philosophers in Crabtree Corners. And it's the tycoons in Wall Street. It's all races, creeds, and religions. It's freedom to work at the job you like.
Yeah, the freedom to work at a job that you have no choice to work at because your health insurance is tied to it. Yeah, I love the little narrative that they're building. It's something else.
Freedom of speech and to peaceably assemble. Freedom to own property. Security from unlawful search or seizure.
Where's your warrant, slut? What?
Yeah. Like how cops blatantly break the fucking law and get away with it because the prosecutors and the judges, they're totally in cahoots with each other. But never mind that, I guess.
The right to a speedy and public trial. Protection against cruel punishments and excessive fines.
Like being locked up in a cage and left to die like that. God, I can't even remember. It was pretty recent when I'm making this video. She was left down there in permanent detention or some shit, and people died in those fucking cages at the border. Yeah, what a great country we're at now.
The right to vote and to worship God in your own way. It is these freedoms that have made,
unless it's those other religions, then the majority feels threatened that they have to treat them as the same.
Made America strong.
Okay, so we got our freedom, but management's lousing up everything.
Labor is at fault. It's ruining the country. My constituents, as your elected representative, I can assure you Labor's right. Management's right. I'm strictly neutral.
Labor, management, politicians, fooey. They can't tell corn from oats.
Wait,
Hurry, step right up, folks. Here's the answer to your problems. Dr. Utopia's sensational new discovery, ism.
I like how they label it Utopia. No one's preaching different options as a utopia. Anyone who's doing that shit is just oversimplistic moron.
Ism will cure any ailment of the body politic. It's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the
I want to go back and see what was on the newspaper real quick. Oh, okay.
ailment of the body politic, it's terrific. It's tremendous. Once you swallow the content.
Notice the word ism and how it's going to be used on the terms that they're going to bring up here shortly.
Of this bottle, you'll have the bountiful benefit of higher wages, shorter hours, and security. Enormous profits, no strikes. Remember, you're the big boss. Government control, no worry about votes. Name your own salary. Bigger crops, lower costs. Why, ism even makes the weather perfect every day. And now then, because we are introducing this amazing item for the first time in this country, it isn't going to cost you 1 cent. All you have to do is sign this little scrap of paper, and you get your bottle absolutely free.
I hereby turn over to Ism Incorporated
This is good.
everything I have, including my
Everything I have, everything I own, every little thing, even my soul.
freedom and the freedom of my children and my children's children, in return for which said Ism promises to take care of me forever.
Get out of the way.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Pardon me.
And who are you, my good man?
I'm John Q. Public.
Ah, my fine friend, you're just in time to share this generous and gigantic offer. Sign right here.
Mind if I read it first?
Hurry up,
Keep your shirts on, boys. You know, including my freedom. Freedom? Well, sign away my freedom. Why, this is ridiculous.
Don't be corny, brother.
Sure, our system of free enterprise isn't perfect.
No, he calls it free enterprise. It's not free enterprise. It's fucking sideways, especially nowadays. You know, back then maybe it wasn't as bad. I don't know, but today it's fucking sideways. You got fucking monopolies and mega corporations gobbling up smaller companies and ensuring that the prices will go, cost of goods and services will constantly go up and up and up and up. And even you have some people on the right wing who are like, well, yeah, monopolies are a problem, but what are you going to do? You know, then you say, well, maybe we should break them up. Oh, no, that's interference in the market. You know, this is what a lot of them will say. Now, some of them will have the good sense to say maybe we should consider it, but it's kind of like the jokers on the political right, economic right. They're just like, it's like, yeah, there's a problem, but what are you going to do about it? That's their attitude. You know, just don't do nothing about it, or at least come up with an idea that involves more of the same, more free market, so-called free market, right? It's a fucking joke, and it really is. It's like this wonderful little propaganda piece.
But before we throw it away for some imported double talk, let's turn the clock back a few years to see what it's done for us. For example, back in the 1890s, Joe Dokes was just a guy who liked to tinker around his barn. Some people thought Joe was lazy. Some even thought he was nuts. But one day, he had an idea. And because he was free to dream his dream and tinker, Joe...
Be free as in he didn't have to work a fucking job. You know, like a, you know, man, maybe even work more than one job just to get by. He had time to work on this shit. You know, he didn't have to pay exorbitant rent. You know, just to have a roof over his fucking head. Yeah, so it's this cartoon's fucking screwy, but it's a hoot to watch still.
Joe had a chance to make something of himself and his idea. So,
all of a sudden he's fucking Henry Ford.
of course, some people didn't think so much of Joe's idea. But that didn't stop him. So Joe got some money from young Aunt Minnie
Here it comes.
and Uncle Angus and Grandpappy.
How did Grandpappy get that money? Did his great Grandpappy strike it rich in the gold rush of the 1860s or whatever that was, 1850s? The gold rush of you know what I'm talking about.
And Mr. Titus.
Mr. Tight Ass, yeah.
When Joe's friends and relatives used their savings to help him buy tools and property, they were capitalists.
Ooh, capitalists. I like how it automatically puts them to be in the position to be ashamed of being who they are, right? Oh, you're ashamed to be capitalist. We're ashamed. But, you know, the way that some of these capitalists act today, they should be ashamed.
Don't blush, folks. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Now, naturally, Joe needed some help. So he hired Willie Lumpkin, who was out of work anyway, and before long, Willie had the know-how and became skilled labor. Because capital, management, and labor worked together, Joe's idea grew.
And because Joe's business was able to grow because his business, his commerce, and his whole way of doing what he was doing was basically allowed to happen because of the tax-funded economic infrastructure. You know? I mean, because if it wasn't there in the first place, he wouldn't be able to have the logistics for allowing such an enterprise to be able to grow like it did. You know, it requires just more than just some capitalist investment. It requires a robust and widespread infrastructure that allows for such an economy to take place. So he has customers that buy his products. You know, that's the part they kind of leave out too.
It grew and did things even he never dreamed of. Today, the automobile industry provides millions of jobs that never existed before. And remember, this is a story of only one industry. There are thousands more scattered all over the United States whose history of development is pretty much the same. We've built a country under the American system that sends more young people to high school and college than all the rest of the world combined. Why, even in the Depression, our wages bought more food, clothing, travel, and entertainment.
Oh yeah, during the Depression, it was just fucking great, wasn't it? Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Unless you're dirt fucking poor, being worked for literally starvation wages because people were just so fucking desperate, and that a lot of the businesses at the time just took complete advantage of that. You know, oh, look at, like, even during the Depression, people were smiling and eating all kinds of food, smoking cigars. It's bullshit. I mean, if you had money, means, and connections, sure, it might have been a pretty good time for you, but for everyone else, not so much. The way they sell this fucking shit is just unbelievable.
Than the wages of any other people in the world. Our country has a national income equal to the total national incomes of any other 6 nation in the world, with only 7%.
And how is that? It's because we fuck over our workers and don't pay them shit. It's a big part of it.
Of the Earth's, we drive 70% of the world's automobiles. That's just a sample of the things the capitalistic system has given us in only 160 years.
Notice he called it capitalistic. He didn't say capitalism. He says capital because he wants to drive this artificial wedge between socialism, communism, capitalism. But he doesn't want to say capitalism because that's the whole point of his video. Videos are big against the isms. But no, when it's capital is different. It's capitalistic. It's capitalist, whatever. Or just a capital. It's. I guess it's pretty obvious, but it's such a hacky job, this cartoon.
Before signing up, you boys ought to try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you'd get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead, try it.
This is good. This is good.
You can't do this to me! I'll strike!
The state forbids strikes.
Actually, it's a private sector that wants to forbid strikes. It's company bosses that want to crack down on any talk of for doing a strike or forming a fucking union. So you know, it's really something else. The state isn't going to do that shit. Well, the state might, but who's more likely to actually do that? That'd be the corporations and such.
Wait till the union hears about this.
Ah, yes, the Union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
Yeah, I like how they make joining a union or being a part of a union such a bad thing, right?
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court.
The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
And who's calling for the elimination of private property except for maybe those on the farthest edge of the left-wing part of the spectrum? I mean, I'm not calling for the elimination of private property or business. I just want to see them properly regulated. If they're going to choose to do business or choose to want to run a business and benefit off the fucking people, then there should be some regulations or safeguards in place to make sure they don't fuck anyone over. That's where I'm coming from. I don't know about you.
Well, the farm voters put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll they do for seed next year?
The people who want to ensure that people don't vote for their interests are the Republicans that want to gerrymander and disenfranchise a bunch of people who might vote Democrat. Doesn't that sound familiar?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything.
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Which is pretty much what you hear from the mainstream media. Yeah, you might hear the occasional story about this, that, and the other, but when it comes to the economy, hey, the economy is booming, man. Our Dow is way up. GDP is growing. Oh, man, everything is fine. Everything is fine. When it comes to the economy. When it comes to social issues, I don't know, they're a bit more, I wouldn't say a bit more honest, but they let people know a bit more. But that right there, what the record on the dude's head, that's pretty much the mainstream media telling people that our economy's great, it's doing just fine, and whatever. For the most part.
Fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other.
Oh, you mean like how Trump tries to pit people against each other when they say like, oh, you better blame those illegal immigrants for your woes, but don't blame the rich and powerful. Ooh. I mean like that?
Through class warfare, race hatred, or religious intolerance, you know that person seeks
Religious intolerance, that's good.
to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives.
And we know what to do about it.
And now, gentlemen, no violence, please. And don't throw those bottles. Don't throw those bottles. No! Oh, no! No! Hey!
Working together to produce an ever greater abundance of material and spiritual values for all.
What country is that?
That is the secret of American prosperity.
The secret of American prosperity, the way it is that you get the government to do what you want with your business by donating big sums of money to the fucking politicians and their PACs, and then you don't pay people shit. Your employees don't pay them shit. That's how you do it in America. I tell you what, man, this was a interesting little cartoon, but I'll probably leave the link in the description below if you want to watch the whole thing entirely yourself, or even leave a comment below, because there are some doozies of comments below. It's like some of these people just straight up not paying attention. There's some clever ones, I guess, but I thought I'd show it to you, upload it, you know, fuck around for fuck off Fridays when I'm doing this. So, anywho, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So, because it seems that YouTube is, I don't know, being a bit squirrely, letting people know when I put my videos out and such. Also, I stream regularly over on Twitch. Just look up Everyday Progressive Show on Twitch, and I usually stream like after 5 or 6 o'clock at night on Twitch over there, pretty good. So, anywho, with that being said, y'all take it easy.